The lighting is terrible. Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to get the lighting better, but it's just terrible. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of light outside. Like, there's some light outside. Technical difficulties. I'm trying, but it's just not working. So if I'm facing this way, oh yeah, I just have to sit really close. I'll just sit really close. That's just all there is to it. Hi, Blaze. I'm technical difficultying it. Let me mute this so you guys don't have to listen to my table scratch across the floor. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Yeah, it's like raining nicely. And my lighting is absolutely terrible. And I have like these horrible, ridiculous things. They're all over. There's 4 of them in the corners, but this used to be a garage. I've got them pointing straight at me. It's still not working. It's not working. Oh, well. Hello, Blaze and Charlotte. And hello, Mr. Tito, Marcy, Tom. Let me see. Oh, my phone's still on. I should turn it off. That's what I should do. I am a mess because it was raining when we got home, and then we were walking around showing Cassidy and Noah. Hi, Anne Marie. And Sylvia. We were showing Cassidy and Noah the cat and the changes of things that we have made since they've been gone for a month. And now it's raining again. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. It's supposed to be like 3 o'clock this morning. Tomorrow morning. 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're supposed to have some massive storms moving through. So I might actually like pull my car back into the garage. It's been out. Okay. Is it Anna or is it Anna? Whoever you are. Anna, Anna, Lee. Hello from Alaska. It's nice and cool, but there's supposed to be some major storms. I just watched a Ryan Hall video, and it looks like about 3 o'clock in the morning we're supposed to get hit with some pretty big storms. So that's going to be fun. The kids will be freaking out in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, I'm guessing, I could be totally wrong. I'm guessing Anna. Because in the English language, if there's 2 consonants side by side, then the vowel that comes before them does not say its name. If there's only one, then it says it's ridiculous. I don't even know. So I have been ridiculously busy. And the reason that I am ridiculously busy right now is because Anna. So Anna. Yeah, I don't know. That's my guess. Is Anna. Because my dad always taught me to be ready for many eventualities. You made it. Yes, you did. My dad always taught me to be ready for many eventualities because you never know when a big storm is going to hit, a hurricane, a tornado, a blizzard, wildfire. I had to deal with that a lot over in California. So we have always tried to have some preparations done and in place. Since we moved here, a lot of that stuff. Oh, Blaze would say Anna. See? I don't know. A lot of that stuff we had over in California we didn't have here. So we've been working on getting more and more stuff done. And I'm watching the prices of everything go up. I'm watching the availability of everything get worse. So we have been trying to do everything that we can on our property to prepare for winter. Because something tells me it's going to be an interesting winter. Right now, there's actually a dip in the prices of everything. So I'm like, if you can go out and buy a little extra right now, that does tend to happen before we have a lot bigger inflation. Because everything was climbing and now it's dipping again. A lot of times there will be a depression before the inflation. So, Anna. So right now, every time we go out, we buy 2 of whatever it is. The eggs, my chickens are still being finicky. So I just bought 10 dozen eggs. I can get the 5 dozen box from Walmart. Normally it's like $14 or $15. When I went, it was $9. So I grabbed 2. And we're grabbing 2 of everything right now. Score 1 for you. Only 1. We're up to like 37 at least for you, Blaze. Let's be real. And we are trying to get some stuff ready for winter and then also have a range of items because I have chest freezers and they're pretty full. We just reorganized them. Took Richard and I about 5.5 hours to do it, something like that. But if my power were to go out right now, which it did not long ago, I would only have 48 hours on those freezers before I have to break out my generator. Well, my generator would already be out because I have to use it for my fridge. So we're actually working on freeze drying. Like my freeze dryer doesn't stop. It is continually going right now. I'm going to be running the dehydrator later on today. I have some old venison sausages from last year that have been frozen. So I'm thawing those out and then I'm going to dehydrate those. Your screen is frozen. That is terrible. Hopefully it's not me. It might be me. I don't know. My signal is always terrible. And it's raining too. So my signal might just be really bad. We've been collecting the apples on the property. I'm waiting for the pears. The pears aren't done yet. Let me see who's that. Oh, I'm getting texts. I'm still good. Okay. I actually, when I got the text, I thought maybe it was you, Blaze, telling me, no, you're fine. There's a question that's being asked. Trying to figure out the answer to that question. Bedtime is 8. Yeah, we have 1 generator. We tried to get a whole house generator. We tried 3 times. Like we put in our order. They were supposed to come out here and do all this work and they just kept dropping the ball. They kept forgetting about us. Even the owner of the company was like, I'm not sure what happened, but we just totally forgot about you. So we tried 3 times to have a whole house generator installed and it did not work. So that didn't work. You know what's funny? Blaze, we had solar in California. It didn't matter. If the power went out, we had no power in our house at all because they don't, unless you have the battery system set up, which a lot of times they try to talk you out of the battery system now. So helpful. So yeah, we didn't have the battery backup in California. And every time the power went out, we still lost power. I was like, but it did take my electric bill from $800 a month down to $200 a month, but we still had a true up at the end of the year for like $1,600. It was insane. Yeah, we were going to get our whole house generator. That didn't ever happen. It was so frustrating. So I figured there's got to be a reason that it didn't happen. Yeah, okay, good. With the batteries, yeah. With the batteries. That is the key. They talked us out of the batteries for some reason. I don't remember. Oh, because they were going to come out with a new one and it was going to be better. And yeah, everything happens for a reason. Exactly. So that's what we're doing. We are trying to stay as busy as possible to get stuff done, because I was always raised that we need to look back to history to see what the future holds. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It's very interesting, and I see the trends going along the same routes as our history before and other countries. I don't want to risk not being ready for something. This summer, our power went out, and it was out for, I think it was like 18 hours or something like that. If I lose power in the middle of winter, ironically enough, it's actually in some ways better, because in the winter it's so cold here that my freezers stay frozen. So all of my big chest freezers are totally fine in the winter. I don't even have to hook them up to a generator. They stay powered. And I have my stove that keeps us warm. And it's actually this room. I mean, it's a huge room because it used to be a 2-car garage. And this is our extra room. And so I have a stove. It's right there. You can't see it. I mean, I guess I could turn my thing. But my stove is big enough to heat my entire house. But there's this pressure wall that is created in this room. And so it's hard to get the heat to the rest of the house. So we're looking at doing things like installing a fan up here so that it'll blow it into the rest of the house on the second floor. The first floor generally is okay. We can get it to move pretty well if we just open up a window on this side and open up a window on that side. It pushes the air through, but getting it upstairs is a lot harder. So we're trying to think of ways that we could survive if we have another power outage, because they've been happening more and more since we moved here. The people we bought the house from, they were like, oh yeah, no, there's almost never any power outages. And if you get them, it's just from a big storm and it only lasts for a couple hours. It's been happening more and more and more. So we're trying to stay super busy right now with the freeze dryer. I'm actually freeze drying tons and tons of apples for the animals over winter, because if I can supplement them with some of the apples, we have hundreds of apples on the floor on the ground right now. So if I can process those and save those for my animals over winter, then that's a little bit less animal food that I have to have ready for them. So that works out really nicely. My kids are walking past the window to go see the cat in the garage. So right now we're trying to be smart, because I'd rather not be caught off guard. And my body is difficult enough that there's so few things that I can eat. I want to try to make sure that in any situation, if we were to lose power for a week, I'm still going to be okay. Because the last thing I need is to have to go to, some emergency, like the kids eat rice. I wouldn't be able to eat rice. So I have to have preparations for myself in place, and then any money saving that I can do on the side of the animals so that I can put a little bit more towards myself right now is what we're trying to do. So it's very interesting, because we're trying to find a balance between, stocking up, getting some extra things. What makes it nice, we have a creek on the property, so water, and I have a filtration system. It's a Berkey, it's not the best at everything, but it'll work. So we have that. That's not bad. It's just making sure that we have enough food and energy. whether it's the generator or the heat in the wintertime. That is our main concern. We live somewhere that actually isn't too bad no matter what time of year we were to lose power. We don't usually get up to like 100. So that makes it nice. Blaze said, I just had the thermal attic blankets and attic fan put in to help the insulation. Yes, I remember we had that in California. We had so many things done to our house in California. My husband put so much into that house. Renovations and upgrades and things like that. So to leave it and then come here and start over with my old farmhouse, it's like, it kind of feels like a step backwards because all those things that we did, we couldn't take with us. So now we're trying to decide, what do we have time to do? Because a lot of people have said that, yeah, I put in to have this work done on my house in January, and it's just now getting done, and it's September. And the parts are not even in yet, and they don't have this one thing, and we're still waiting on this, and they ran out of this. So some friends of ours they've been trying to do something since January, and they're not able to do it. No, we have the same amount of square footage. Actually, here it's like 100 more square feet or something like that. It's not a ton. So it's about the same size. But we put in brand new windows in California. We did an insulating Tex coat paint on the outside of the house. We did the thermal attic blankets. We had a whole house fan. We replaced the one that was there. Let me see. We redid 2 of the bathrooms and we replaced all the plumbing in the house because the plumbing was terrible. We installed French drains around the house. There was so much stuff. We installed a patio on the back and so much stuff. Oh my gosh. And so now here, we need new windows. It's got the plastic siding on the house, so it doesn't have the insulated. This garage area has some insulation. It's blown insulation up in the top. It's just the free stuff. It's not great. It's interesting. So it's been a fun adventure. And now we're trying to get ready for what may come next. The first winter was pretty tough. The second winter last year wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. We kind of got a handle on everything. We figured out the stove. And I love my stove. My stove is a beast. It is gorgeous and it works fantastically. Tom, you're so amazing. Thank you. This is not related to my carnivore journey. I started in February, lost 60 pounds and reversed type 2 diabetes. But I am in the hospital having quadruple bypass surgery tomorrow. Oh, it's tomorrow? My prominent surgeon has never heard of carnivore. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. I will be praying for you, Tom. I didn't realize it was tomorrow. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know when it was. So thank you for telling us. I will absolutely be keeping you in my prayers. And your chest freezers that now you got to pack full of all kinds of stuff. Yes. No. It's going to be awesome. Absolutely fantastic. So anyways, that's what I've been doing. I am crazy, ridiculous busy. I literally don't sit down. I don't sit down ever. And now that Cassidy and Noah are back and break is over, school starts up again. So tomorrow is going to be homeschool starts back up, and then continuing with he wants you on a low-fat diet after that. Have fun, right? I'd be like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that because, believe it or not, fat is not what clogs your arteries. Carbs are. And watch his face. He'd be like, wait, what? He'd be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So I'm crazy, crazy busy right now trying to figure stuff out. I had my GI appointment, finally got in for that, and they want me to do a colonoscopy. So that's what I have to look forward to. It's nowhere on the same level as your surgery, Tom, but I'm going to be doing a little procedure. That's the middle of September. So they're going to check and make sure that everything is okay from my test results, and then I will be able to move forward with whatever else. I don't even know what we're going to do right now. I have no idea. We're going to see what happens and where everything goes. So with that being said, that caveat in there, if I do not get back to anybody, if I do not email you back, if I do not respond to you on Instagram or Messenger or anything like that, it's because I'm crazy busy right now. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm ignoring you. Oh, that's funny. My cursor is over in the comments, and Tom, your comment is up there, and it has in this little gray box that says smirking face. That's so funny. It's like hovering right over it, and it says smirking face. Oh my cow. That is really funny. Anyways, so if I don't respond, I'm very sorry. That is what I am doing. I am doing a ridiculous amount of things. I was smirking. It came through very well. You were smirking. Never heard of carnivore and wants you on a low-fat diet. Yes, in the GI doctor's office, they were like, there's posters everywhere. How to get more fiber in your diet. That's not going to happen. Fiber makes me blow up like a balloon and hurt for days. This is not going to happen. So I told him that. I was like, yeah, I have so many food sensitivities now that I can pretty much only eat meat. And he just looked at me. It was rather entertaining. Anyways, so what else do you guys want to talk about? Serena says, do you track calories to lose weight with a chronometer or just do the keto calculator on rigorous? I'm actually not a fan of sticking with chronometers rigorous, and there's a reason for that. 99% of the people that I work with that want to lose weight are under eating. And if you are under eating, you are never going to be able to lose weight properly. You have to be fully fueled before you start the weight loss part of it. So if you are under eating, your metabolic processes and the rest of your body are not working at optimum capacity. And when that happens, your body is not going to want to let you lose weight, because as it is, you're already not running optimally. And so it holds on to everything, and it makes it harder for you to lose weight. So I always start with, we got to get your food up to what it should be at. And an estimate, a good place to start, just like with the protein, with Dr. Boz's ratios, there's a way to figure out where maybe you should be. And that ends up being usually based on the TDEE calculators, the total daily energy expenditure calculator. It's like tdeecalculator.net is the one that I go to. And you be honest. How tall are you? How much do you weigh? How old are you? And how active are you? A lot of people used to say, oh, always put it to sedentary. Always put it to sedentary. Even if you're active, put it to sedentary. Don't do that. This is why we have the weight problems that we do, because we're not honest about what we're actually doing, and we didn't understand what we needed. So be honest about that. That's going to tell you how many calories you need every day. And 99% of the people that I work with go, wow, that is a lot more than I thought I needed. And so what they end up doing is raising their calories, sometimes slowly, sometimes very quickly, to what it should be at. There's almost always a little bit of weight gain while your body adjusts because your body doesn't trust you. You haven't been feeding it enough, so it's only been running at 70%. So when it's turning over new cells and making new lipid layers, it's not doing it well. And it's doing it part way, and it takes longer because you're not fueling properly. So I always recommend that everybody gets up to their TDEE. Honestly, I think you should eat as much as you can up to and possibly past your daily energy needs, because some of the things that a lot of people don't take into consideration is that if you are fighting any kind of illness, disease, autoimmune condition, that takes more energy on top of what your body is already trying to do. So if you have something to fight, your body decides, okay, how much do we sacrifice of our metabolic processes to fight this? Or how much do we sacrifice fighting something to run the body? Because you have to keep breathing. Your heart has to keep beating. You don't have a choice. Those take energy. And everything that is inside of you that needs to run that takes energy. So if you're not giving your body enough energy to run properly, other things aren't going to work well either. All of us have cancer in us. All of us. We all have a little bit of cancer in us. It's whether or not it gets to take hold and blow up. But our bodies are constantly fighting that cancer, always. We all have some kind of virus or a bad bacteria in us that we are fighting, always. So the TDEE looks great on paper. It really looks good on paper. It's a great concept of you need 2,000 calories a day. But there's going to be some days that your body actually needs closer to 2,200 calories. And some days that it's just taking a break. It's relaxing. It doesn't need to do as much. It's already turned over some things and you're not fighting hardly anything. So maybe it's only going to need 1,800 calories. We don't know. And our body can give us feedback, but we have to get super uninflamed to be able to interpret what that feedback is, because we're so bombarded with inflammation and toxins and chemicals and bad foods and things like that. Same with MRSA. Oh my gosh, I have a whole story about MRSA. MRSA was fun. Yeah. So until you're fueled properly, you shouldn't be tracking your calories to reduce them. You really should be eating what you need to supply for your body first, but you also have to be careful on the flip side of that to not overdo it, because overdoing it also messes up a lot of your hormonal signaling, and it confuses overeating. Actually, even when you're just a little bit too full, that can reduce your leptin receptors by like 22%. So you have to be very careful when you are reverse dieting, when you're doing this, because if you're trying to force yourself to eat more and more, it will mess up your hunger hormones. So for some people, it really is a challenge. For me specifically, it was a really big challenge to get more food in when I wasn't eating the right kinds of food for my body. I kept trying to shove 2,000 calories worth of meat into me. That did not work. I had to switch over to where it's a little bit of meat and most of it is fat. And now I can reach my 2,000 calories like it's nobody's business. And I can go above it. And I'm not gaining weight. So finding where your body is happy and what it really needs, unfortunately, takes a lot of work on each individual person's part, because there is no one size fits all for everybody. And because some of us have different conditions that we're fighting and than other people, and our bodies just can't be expected to run on the same foods and the same amounts of foods when there's such a difference in each one of us. Yep. Goodness, that TDEE calculator says that I need 53 calories a day. I can't even imagine that. Right now, I stress out if I go over 1,400. And that's part of it, is that we've been so conditioned that we need less. It's eat less, move more. That's how you lose weight. Eat less, move more. How you actually lose weight, and a lot of people can say this. Look at Kelly Hogan, Danny from my group. They eat like over 2,000 calories a day. And they are thin and fit and healthy. So overdoing it is never good. Underdoing it is also never good. Because until you fuel your body properly and take care of it so that it can begin to run optimally, you can't expect to get superior results when you are suboptimally running. Unfortunately, that is just the way that it is. So we'd love to say just eat less, move more, and you'll lose weight. But what if you're fighting cancer? What if you have all these other issues inside of you that need a whole lot more energy and you're withholding it? So it makes it really, really tough. Hang on. Another one that I need to answer. Always, when I am on a live. There we go. Words are hard. Let me see. Oh, my screen just jumped. So I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way back up. I also eat small meals and I hate feeling too full. Another challenge for me. Yeah, very much. Oh, I forgot. This is not an iMessage, so it's gonna take a minute to go through, if it even goes through. How can I, no carb barb, how can I get up to 2,000 calories? If I must restrict protein to 60 to 70 grams per day, I can't eat that much fat. You'd be amazed at how many people said that. They were like, I can't eat that much fat. But then they found a way to eat that much fat. And for some of them, when they eat more fat, they actually lose more weight. It works better. So the fat bombs, the the egg yolk waffles, the fatty drinks, the dipping everything in egg yolks makes a huge difference as well. You get creative. You figure out ways to make it work. And that's the other part of this, is you deciding what's more important. Because there's a point in time where you're like, I can't keep up with this. I really can't. So you have to live your life as well. Yeah, Blaze is always eating high-fat ice cream. Oh, like in our Zoom meetings for the Mighty Network, I'm always like, what flavor is that? What's that one? Finding ways to make it work for you personally. I had someone message me and they were like, can you show me a plate that has no dairy and what they say, something else, like no dairy and no dairy and no eggs. No, I can't, because I do not craft my meals around other people. I craft my meal around what I need, because there's very few things that I can actually handle right now. If we really look at the grand scheme of things, there's very few things that I can actually eat. So no, I am not going to craft my meal around your food preferences. I will share with you what I do, but I can still have eggs and So I'm going to still eat my eggs. And I tried some cheese yesterday. We went to go pick up the kids yesterday. And I handled the cheese fine. I was okay with that. So there's a very good possibility that I just did not strain the yogurt enough. Maybe it was the whey from in there. I don't know, from that yogurt. But man, it, like my face is thinning out a little bit more. My spots, I had hives all over. So those were getting better. My mosquito bite is still here and here and here, though. Those haven't gone away. Yeah, I eat at least 4 eggs a day, every single day. I eat a lot of eggs. So no, I'm not going to make a meal because I can only eat so much, and I'm going to eat what I need to eat. Let me see. I did a DEXA scan with 159 lean mass, which is 4% low. So I need 160 to 200 grams of protein. So honestly, I would say you need to eat as much protein as possible and still get good numbers, which I'm actually going to talk about that right now. Yes, we could. Will it be a problem? 5. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I am literally always busy. So I would say that you need to eat as much protein as you can and still get the results that you want. If you're doing Dr. Boz's protocol, check your numbers and see how you're doing. Yesterday, not only did I try cheese yesterday, I also went over my protein, like by quite a bit. I was at 90 grams of protein yesterday, and I had cheese. So I woke up this morning and I took my numbers. And this morning, my numbers, which normally I don't ever go over 70 on my protein. This morning, I took my numbers and my glucose was 87, which honestly, it's almost always in the 80s, 87, 81, because I'm still in pain, still battling some stuff. The pain is a lot better, but my glucose is almost always in the 70s and 80s. So it was 87 and my ketones were 2.5. So obviously it didn't hurt me that much, because when we're driving, we're in the car for like 10 hours. It's the drive itself is like 10 hours, but then however long we're there, and if we have to make the gas stops and things like that, it's exhausting. And I was completely exhausted. And the only way that I could keep myself awake was to continually eat something. So I had salami and cheese in the car. And then I had a meat stick, which was very lean, unfortunately, because eating fat in that situation is actually pretty hard to do. And I have taken a stick of butter before and just kind of eaten off of the stick of butter, but it just did not sound good. I didn't have any fat bombs to go with. So in regards to the how much protein you should be eating, it's really hard to say. I would say eat as much as possible and still get the numbers and the results that you're wanting. One of the people in my Mighty Network, one of my moderators, posted that she did a DEXA scan and she showed that she lost muscle mass. And so she's done. She's going back to the higher protein. Each person has to make their own individual choice. I would never go back to the higher protein for my muscle. I have so much healing to do. And I am in so much pain when I eat that much protein. So for me, I could care less about the muscle. I'm trying to heal and get better from things that can be life-altering if they go too far down the road. You know, the Lyme disease can be really nasty. So I get to make the choice, you know, for me, and she gets to make her own choice. I don't know if she ever got into the deeper states of ketosis where it is protective against muscle loss. If that doesn't happen, then yeah, you're probably going to lose some muscle. So you have to make that decision. Which one is more important for you? She doesn't have a whole lot of things that are wrong with her that she knows of. So it's tough to figure out for each individual person what's going to work best for everybody. There is no one size fits all. I will never go back to the higher protein just to try to preserve my muscle. That is not what is most important to me by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, I'm all about the healing. If the weight loss comes, it's going to be a happy byproduct of the healing. And I truly believe that at this point in time, I'm not going to lose any more weight until I get healed. I really, really think that. And I could be totally wrong, but it's just kind of the feeling that I get. Anyone make brown butter with Walmart butter? I don't care for it, but I'm not sure I want to buy Kerrygold if I won't like it. I do it with Walmart's butter all the time. I don't eat Kerrygold anymore. It tastes like grass to me. Ever since one of the, millions of times that I had COVID, all it does is mess with my sense of smell and taste. I can't stand the taste of Kerrygold at all. So I use Walmart's butter, and always the unsalted, never the salted. I don't know what kind of salt they use. One, and number two, when you make the brown butter, oh, it's so salty. It is so bad. So don't do that. It's very bad. I cannot stand Kerrygold. It tastes like straight grass to me. Like you went outside and you got grass juice and you gelled it, and that's what it is. And I cannot stand it. So yeah, that's what I do. For the TDEE, you enter your current weight. Serena, always enter your current weight, because carrying around more fat with you actually does require more energy to move it, and it requires energy to maintain, to function with that fat. So you will always want to do it from your current weight. What's the benefit of brown butter? Yeah, Julia says taste. I say I can't stand the stuff. I can't stand it. I cannot handle butter that has been melted and then re-solidified. It's that grainy texture, and I cannot stand it. Like, I can't even swallow it. So that stuff I'll put into like my coffee because it has kind of a nutty caramely flavor. I can do that. I'll put it into my drink, but I can't eat it. I absolutely can't. I gag. I actually almost had butter try to come out my nose when I tried to eat the brown butter bites. Oh, I couldn't stand it. It was horrible. And I hate ghee. I think ghee, all the ghee I've ever tried tastes like sweaty feet. Can't stand it. And it could just be because I'm all messed up from every time I've gotten sick. I don't know. There's a lot of people who do not like ghee, so it's really funny. Okay. Now, now I'm handing out my address to the people at church who are going to come over later on this evening. Because we have friends in real life too. There we go. Yeah, I can't stand ghee. It's horrible. Meat that's fried in the pan. Used to smell like stinky feet to me. Luckily, that's not true anymore. I know. Like, it's so bad. Friends in real life, I know. It's weird. I got so used to everyone being online, and so now it's like, wait, we have friends. So excited. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit crazy. Later on today, we're going to have a bunch of people over. I use my own butter, and I use Redmond's salt. That's awesome. I like that. I love Kerrygold, but I'm using Walmart butter, both salted and unsalted. Yeah. So my kids eat the Kerrygold because they love it, and we have a bunch in the freezer. I think it was on sale at Costco once. It's normally like $12.99 per box, and I think it was on sale for like $6.99. So my husband bought like 14 boxes of it or something. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Hamburger grease is awful to me too because of the graininess. Yeah. So if you're a texture person, the brown butter may not be for you, but always use unsalted. Always. I love the flavor. I just can't stand the texture. So that's my problem with it. But if you put it on, you can put it on steaks or you can put it on veggies or all kinds of other stuff, and it gives that nutty caramely flavor. It's actually really good. Let me see. I'm just scrolling back to see what other questions I can ask. Ask? How about answer? Talk about. Let me see. And now it's jumping. That's hilarious. This thing, it's so bad. Hopefully no one got online, which is possible. I found several keto ice cream recipes from the Diet Chef on YouTube, and they are easy and quick and delish. Nice. So the Diet Chef on YouTube. I have not checked that out. I have no idea. Ghee did not impress me. I like my butter. I love my butter. I'm so glad that I have butter. Y'all should try oxtail. It's like bone marrow pot roast. I actually found two packages or three packages of oxtail while we were cleaning out the freezers. I think it's on Instagram. I did a post or something on oxtail, on how I pressure cook my oxtail. It's been a minute. Me and Instagram have this love-hate thing. It's really bad. So on the formula for the TDEE, they don't have a lowest or carnivore setting for carbs. So what I have to, okay, you're not looking at the macros on the TDEE. Do not look at their macros. The only thing you're getting from there is the amount of calories that you would need every day. Everyone, Carb Manager and Chronometer, and everybody has their own formula for macros. The TDEE calculator is going to tell you how much you should be eating. Don't do that. Don't worry about that part. So you're just looking at the calories. This is just to give you an idea about how much it's going to take to run your body. So if you look at that TDEE calculator, there's a basal metabolic rate that you're going to see that's above sedentary. It's like at the very top of the list. If you look at the little list of, sedentary, lightly active, and it'll tell you the calories over there. So basal metabolic rate, that is you're on life support or you are on bed rest in a hospital and you do not get up to go to the bathroom. You do not get up, period, out of bed. You do not go to the grocery store. You do not do any of those things. You don't take a shower. You don't, nothing. That is what it takes to properly run your body if you lay in bed all day long and not do anything else. Most people aren't even at their basal metabolic rate. They aren't even there. So then when you go to sedentary, which is the next level down, thunder. We'll see if this gets cut off. When you go to the next level down for sedentary is you're getting up in the morning. You are taking a shower. You are getting dressed. Sometimes you go to the grocery store. You also cook your own food. That it's like 200 to 300. It kind of depends. That requires more energy. So that's where the differences in caloric intake come. And then the more exercise you're doing, the more it's going to take. So if you put in, say, your current weight versus your ideal weight, it's not going to give you enough energy. It's not going to tell you enough if you're only going for your ideal weight. And this is where it's interesting, because for some people, they don't understand and are not willing to eat enough. because they're so ingrained in the mantra of eat less, move more. And I honestly believe that that's why we are all so sick, because Weight Watchers works. Yeah, it works for a minute until you're starving. Oh, and you're also allowing cancer to grow in your body because you're not supplying all of the nutrients that you need to be able to fight it. Like, I think so many of these companies need to be held liable. Oh, it's a big thunder. Like, they need to be held liable for the damages to people and for the illnesses and the autoimmune conditions and all of that. Like, they are the reason that this is happening, because they're like, eat less, move more. You're not fueling your body properly, and then you're causing more stress to it. Yes, you can lose weight, but it doesn't mean that they've gotten any healthier. And then the minute that they go back to eating real food and enough food because they're starving, of course they gain it all back again, because what all they did was lower their metabolic rate. They lowered down the amount that their body runs at. Oh yeah, I got storms at 3:00 in the morning tomorrow. It's supposed to be nasty. So we will see. We'll see how long it lasts before I end up getting kicked off. So there with you, class action lawsuits against processed foods, right? And our processed foods are so much worse than so many other countries around the world that it's terrible. It's like they have so much less processing for their foods than we do. It's just, we are way behind the power curve on that. It is terrible. Yeah. Oh, I just got a alert on my phone. Oh, there's lightning. There's lightning nearby. So I should probably let you guys go, because whenever there's lightning, well, yeah, either my house gets hit or a tree gets hit or something. I'm going to go make sure that my children are all inside and that my animals are safe, and then potentially get ready for people to come over later. We will see. So I'm sorry. This was a little bit short today, and kind of just, y'all, this is the first time I sat down since church. We went to church this morning and I sat down and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I came home and I've been on my feet ever since. So yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go check on something. I don't know what I'm going to check on. Hopefully I don't lose power, because the freeze dryer is going and the pressure cooker is going too. So yeah, we'll see what happens. You guys have a fantastic evening, and hopefully I will see you on Thursday, my next live, same time, same place, on Thursday, 3 Central. I love you guys. Bye.